aficionados of YouTube and beyond, and welcome to another fun-filled episode of Storming the Castle. That's right. When we last left off from yesterday's episode, we were trying to unlock the encryption on Haley Dotson's phone. So now we're just going to click play and get right started, shall we? But before I do, I just want to say happy 2 days till the new year, everybody. That's right. We've only got 2 more days until 2016 permanently comes to a close. And I don't know if you've been online or anything, but a lot of people saying that this year is kind of sucky. I don't know what they think, but I sure had a great year. Got to see a lot of great movies and 3 good jobs in a few months. So I think that's a win-win in my book. But for the rest of you, well, whatever you think. Anyway, we're just gonna click play and get right started now, shall we? Alright, when we last left off, we were, like I said in the beginning, we were trying to unlock the encryption through Bubble Popper, or for many of you who have played Candy Crush and or Toy Blast, this is exactly like that, so you'll get what I mean. So, let's see, we're just going to click reset. Now, the object of this game is to move as strategically as possible with using only 10 moves. So, let's see what we got in store. So if, like I said, if for many of you who are following along at home right now, you can feel free to look through any other walkthroughs of this game, but for right now, we're just going to click our handy-dandy skip button and move right along, shall we? And voila, the phone has been successfully decrypted. So now we're just going to take a look at this. And it says we have many texts from Vernon that say, should I be expecting you this evening? No, I've already made plans with my wife. Surprising details have just been uncovered. Maybe you should cancel them and come join me instead. I've already blown her off twice in 2 weeks. She'll start to suspect something's going on if I do it too frequently. That's a shame. I was really looking forward to it. I'm free tomorrow. We'll get together then. Sounds good. It sounds to me that that Vernon Hughes was having an affair. Oh, and Castle called me out on it. Sounds like the 2 of them were having an affair. And Beckett says there's more to this case than we thought. Lady Hughes was shredding more than just a contract, but a relationship as well. Oh, and now it's time we clicked on our handy-dandy murder board. And look, now that we've got all the evidence, we're gonna start getting closer to finding out who killed Vernon Hughes. Got all the evidence that we need. Alright, so now we're gonna click on our handy-dandy hints, and it says to go right to the mouse. And we'll go right back to the lab now. And inside here, and we can catch up with Lainey. Lainey says, if you come over to the autopsy table, I can brief you on what I found on the victim so far. Alright, now here we are at the autopsy table, and as you can see, he is dressed up like the Phantom of the Opera. Lainey says, the bruises on the victim's neck are not intense enough to have caused his death. I think they are part of the killer's presentation. So now we have removed his mask. Thus, she says, these burn marks were made to the victim's face after death. They appear to be just for show. Lainey says, and just like before, the victim's visible wounds were all inflicted after the actual murder. I won't know for sure what the autopsy, or I won't know for sure what the actual cause of death is until I do a full autopsy. I'll call you if I find anything. Oh, looks like our phone is ringing. We better answer that, shall we? And looks like Esposito's found something. We found an apprehended Dotson. Beckett says, good. We'll be down to the precinct shortly. And now we're going to click on our handy-dandy map and go right back to the precinct. And there, Captain Gates says, I had Esposito put Dotson in the interrogation room. She should be there right now. Alright, so we're going to walk down to the interrogation room. And this is not the interrogation room, but this is. Here we go, Miss Dotson, ready and waiting for interrogation. Let's get started, shall we? Miss Dotson, we have some questions we'd like to ask you. Okay, now just like before, it says move each piece of evidence to the location where it was found to interrogate the suspect about that item. Okay, so let's see. We've got a Shredder. The Phantom of the Opera book. Vernon Hughes is dead. His body was found on the stage of a Broadway theater. What? Dead? That just can't be. I'm supposed to meet him tomorrow. When is the last time you were in contact with Mr. Hughes? Just last week. I stopped by his office to sign the contract. Alright, so now we're just gonna move the... personal files. We found a file of Samuel Myers' reviews in your apartment. What was your obsession with him? He was not a big fan of my previous work. I was worried what a bad review of my new book would do. Why keep a file like that in your apartment? I wanted to show it to my publisher as proof that Myers was trying to destroy my career. What is your relationship to Vernon Hughes? We were colleagues. His company published my romance novels, and I just signed a deal to do something new for him. Castle says, it doesn't look like things are going as well as you think. We found the contract you signed with Vernon and his shredder. That's impossible. We've been working on this for months. There is no way he would just throw it away that quickly. Were you having an affair with Vernon Hughes? Asked Castle. We found some rather incriminating text messages between the two of you. Well, I guess there's no sense in keeping it a secret now. Yes, we were engaged in a romantic relationship. We have been seeing each other for some time now. I don't think it was going to last, though. Vernon was getting nervous that his wife would find out, and I was worried that he might reveal something that could damage my career. Beckett says, how would the news of an affair be detrimental to your career? Are you kidding me? I'd look like a hack that had to sleep with publishers to get a contract. Yeah, I'd look like a hack that had to sleep with publishers to get a contract. A reputation like that would be bad for business. To which Castle replies, Samuel Myers and Vernon Hughes were both killed in a manner that resembled scenes from classic literature. So because I'm a writer, you think I killed the both of them? That's absurd. Not just a writer, but a writer with a failing relationship, a shredded contract, and a file full of bad reviews from a dead critic. That sounds like a writer with a motive, Castle says. This is preposterous. I'm not answering any more questions before I get my lawyer down here. I have never been so insulted in my life. And Captain Gates says, what do you guys think? Are you buying her story? She certainly has a motive for both homicides. Add in the fact that she's a jilted lover, and I think there's a pretty good chance she's our killer. Castle says, I don't know, she sounded pretty convincing to me, but I'm not sure I trust my own instincts right now. All these connections to the publishing industry have me a little bit off my game. Well, you might want to get back on your game because we just got another call. Another murder? An attempt at one anyway. The potential victim was found atop a downtown church bell tower. She was discovered just minutes before she would have plunged to her death. I want you two down there immediately. I've had enough of this maniac terrorizing our city. Oh, looks like we just reached Chapter 3. The bells are ringing. She's tying the victim is tied to a bell tower. Actually, she's tied to a chair against a bell. And here we have Chapter 3. Excuse me, officer. I'm Detective Kate Beckett. Can you tell me what happened here? The officer says, we received an anonymous 911 call that there was a woman in danger in the bell tower. When I got here, I found a woman dressed like a gypsy and tied to a chair. Sounds like the hardcover killer chose to replicate a scene from Victor Hugo's The Hunchback of Notre Dame. It's not like our killer to leave his victims alive, though. The chair she was tied to was leaning against the church bell. If it started ringing, she would have fallen to her death. It was almost 5 o'clock, so I disabled the bell's gear system to keep the bell from moving. It was almost 5 o'clock, so I disabled the bell's gear system to keep the bell from moving. I untied her, but she was completely out of it, and the paramedics took over from there. The knight in shining armor swoops in at the last second to save the damsel in distress. It's so poetic. Keep yourself together, Castle. Do you have an ID on the victim? Her name is Catherine Saunders. They took her to the downtown hospital. Nice work, officer. We'll take it from here. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it appears we're just about out of time for this week's episode, but be sure to tune in again tomorrow and or next time for an all-new episode of Storming the Castle. Remember to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel for even more episodes of Storming the Castle, and don't forget to follow me on Google Plus for exclusive behind-the-scenes behind-the-scenes exclusives on the making of the episodes. And don't forget, if you have any questions or comments for me or my series, be sure to leave them in the comment section below. Until next time, after a while, crocodiles.